If there's one thing we're known for, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. What's one thing that we are known for?
Being charming in spite of our fucking flaws.
I don't think that's it. That doesn't sound right at all.
Well, then I have no fucking idea, Charles.
Cool. I love you all so much for coming. Thanks for tuning in to another online edition of Congrats on Your Success. We're back at it again for too many months in a row. I don't want to figure out a number. I think that we're coming to probably some sort of close. God willing, live shows are coming back, but we're dragging ourselves across this finish line with this.
Where do you do a live show if you have to still be afraid of everybody? You know what I mean?
Ooh. Just a bit. No, it's good. I kind of didn't hear you said something about a live show.
I said,
how
can you do a live show if you have to figure out how to not be afraid of outside again?
Yo, that's true though, because I was like crazy depressed for a lot of my time in New York so far. I think I've been New York State, Brooklyn proper. I've been here for about 5 years, and most of it's been excruciatingly depressed. And there are long stretches of time where I would just spend all of my time in my room, not just my apartment, in my room, and then I'd go to work, and then I'd come back and just be in my room. So now that like things are opening back up, people are like hitting the streets, and everybody's got like this sort of like brand new, recently learned agoraphobia type of shit going on, and I'm just like, what's up, nerds? Welcome to my reality. None of this, I'm not afraid at all. It's for once in my life, I'm not the fainting goat of the situation. Like I'm like, I don't know. I feel more confident than I ever have in my entire life. And all it took was having an entire globe of people reveal how scared and pathetic they are. It really made me feel emboldened. Like I'm like, oh, you guys don't have any of your shit together either. Like I really was walking around honest this whole time, making a fool of myself. Making a damn fool of myself, admitting fear. Oh my god, what a fucking idiot I was. Sorry, I'm like trying to. I should have maybe smoked before we tuned in, but that's what we're known for.
Here's the thing.
Me
that
smoking
is what we're
during my hosting set and probably coughing. We'll see. It's gonna happen. I'm having a good time. Let's see. What do I want to? Did I have anything that I was smoking weed and diarrhea? What? Wait, where did diarrhea come from? Did I mention diarrhea? Oh, we're known for diarrhea. Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
We are like, was anybody else obsessed with the with Cutter is Back, the song Cutter is Back, all one word, and the little music video that they made for it is just them chilling in an apartment smoking weed. It's the fucking best. If you don't know Cutter is Back, that's all one word. It's Kid Cudi. Love it. I don't know if it's like an official track, but it's an incredible YouTube. Anyways, I am very high, and I'm just gonna. But at the end of it, the dude's like, they like getting high, and this one dude's like, "Oh, I gotta take a shit." And then Cudi yells at him like, "What is this, the Doocy documentaries?" And the dude goes, "If I'm known for two things, it's smoking weed and taking shits." And that's just a very Unji vibes here. Not Unji vibes, but the vibes Unji just brought to it. Yeah, again, hi, but I'm happy with it. I'm content. Let's see. What did I want to? I feel like I had stuff to talk about, but as soon as the show always starts, my brain just blanks. What were we talking about before we tuned in? Just now in the break room.
We were talking about
dildos. We were talking about dildos. I was talking about. I did a. Thank you, Rada. This is why you're like the perfect, like you're a great producer, because you're like, all right, let's steer him back to comedy. But I was just telling them about like when I was a youth, me and a friend tried to make a 4-minute horror short for the ABCs of Death. Does anybody remember ABCs of Death? That like horror compilation, and like it was a competition, and you had to make one for T, and we came up with a plan called T is for touch, about a guy who slowly loses his sense of touch, and it drives him crazy to the point where he mutilates himself physically, and it drives him so crazy that he cuts off his own dick. And I played that guy. So somewhere on the internet there was all too realistic footage of me just going to town cutting my own dick off with an X-Acto blade, and it really created waves in my life when it came out. There were anonymous comments like, I always knew you were fucked up and this is my proof. Like, God, the way people were reacting, you'd think I was like, look, go watch the ABCs of Death. It's much more gruesome than anything we put together. It was so like it was like a ambitious story, and it was just a lot to tell in 4 minutes, especially when like 2 minutes of that was me just cutting up my body. But I don't know, it got for some cool pictures of me covered in blood. It all happened in 4 minutes. It was really bad. You had to pay such close attention to get like the various content, because like the idea was like at some point throughout it, if you're really paying attention to all of like the dialogue and like the ADR and shit, and like some like things in the, it's a guy who he like, since he can't touch, he can't get an erection, so he can't pleasure the woman that he loves, so she breaks up with him, and then that kind of sets off like the self-mutilation. And it was very ambitious and it had a lot of story, and then it just fell apart in editing when we tried to make it 4 minutes long. It was brutal. Oh my God. But you know, we tried, and I'm gonna say it was like a genuine fear of mine for the first 3 years of comedy that video would surface and ruin my career. Oh my God. We're having fun. We're having a good time.
We're alive. We are still living.
Screening tonight. I wish I could find it. Maybe I can get my hands on it for next month. I don't know. I'll reach out to the producer. But I was explaining, we had these things called Mr. Limpies that they're essentially like full-size dildos, except there's no heart stiffening element to them at all. It's just very soft, floppy silicone, and it's like meant for packing and stuff. But what we did is we drilled a hole through the back of it and filled a condom with fake blood and shoved that in there. So then when we sliced through it, we got that realistic like snap of tendons and shit. Oh, it was incredible. We really did a lot of good work for just a bunch of just like some clowns just doing this shit in my anywho.
Wow.
How long have I been talking? I would really love to not be talking anymore, but I'll keep talking. Look, I got a lot to say.
We really went on a trip with you there.
That's so much gruesome detail.
Wow.
And here's the thing that really sucked about it is we put it up and it was the best. It wasn't like an incredible piece, but out of anything on that website, it was the best. Everything else was absolute dog shit. So we were pretty confident that we were going to place at least. And then like the month goes by, and within the last week, suddenly all the serious people, you know, the people that took their time instead of rushed it out to get it when the submissions opened, they waited until just before submissions closed. And suddenly it was like literally like movie quality, like these are film students with money. It was crazy. We got blown out of the water as soon as, but it still felt good to like be the best of the worst. We screened it in a theater in Chicago. It wasn't the Music Box, it was like another one of those giant old school independent, like we can only show no Mr. Floppy's in those films. Not that I don't think so. No. I think the thing that wound up winning was like a claymation of a toilet eating a family. But we screened it in like an actual theater during like a 12-hour horror movie film fest, and I got to watch a theater, like a half full theater, like just big groans in guttural disappointment, real upset with the product that we shared with them. And I was so nervous that I was just like teetering, like just grinding on the edge of blackout drunk. Like I was like just slamming drinks before this, and then as soon as it aired, I was like, I'm ready to go home. please, let's leave. And then like we got a tour of the projection room, so it turned out to not be all bad.
Wait, why
all right,
didn't
I'm
you guys
sure.
take more time?
What's that?
Why didn't you guys take more time?
Making it, we were just excited and we completed it. You know what I mean? Like it was like our first project, so we didn't really realize like you can look at a thing and decide it's a rough draft and tighten it up a little bit. Like we were just like, it's done. We have a 4-minute video. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is kind of like, obviously for a contest, maybe that's not the mindset, but that is the mindset you need to have as an artist, is just finish the thing, put it out there, because you're going to move on to the next fucking thing. Like you're going to forget about whatever dog shit you put out when you first start. Just crank this shit out. But yeah, in terms of a contest, maybe utilize the time that you're given.
Yeah. I was confused when you were talking about it. I was like, oh, you guys just could have taken more time and made it better.
Well, because they announced it. It was like the submissions were going to be open for a month, but they announced it like 6 months in advance. So it's not like we rushed it per se. We took a lot of time. It's just there were people that took 7 months instead of 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's, I don't know. I'm sure because I'm sure their first product was still incredible because they're rich film students, but they still just, I don't know, waited till the end of the submissions. Any other questions? I feel like the podcast vibe is kind of working for how small of a lineup that we have tonight.
It's just in my mind. I'm just like, why not take more time? But
it was. I mean, I could. Let's see,
yeah. Why wouldn't you want to spend? Why wouldn't you want to spend a lot more hours just like looking at that footage of that dildo being chopped up over and over again every single day, just making sure? Just how many seconds do we need? How many seconds is too many seconds? How many seconds is not enough seconds? You know what I
mean? Look, you joke.
Yeah, clearly, the editing was what kept you from the golden prize. You just needed to slice it more.
What was the prize?
The prize was to have, so Tia the ABCs of Death is like a movie, like with actual, ABCs of Death. It is a anthology of 4-minute horror shorts that go through the alphabet. So it's like A is for arson, B is for Brazil, and then maybe that story takes place in Brazil, but it's definitely going to be gore. Like it doesn't necessarily have to imply that there's going to be murder in the title, but that's what, like, that was the theme.
Yeah.
So that's why ours was T is for touch. Like it wasn't supposed to be bluntly but so that was released, and 25 of the directors are like professional real directors. Yeah. Like that have done horror movies. Maybe not like Hollywood blockbuster, but like that's their living. So it was like a chance to be part of an actual movie that was going to be released and then also be seen by all of these people. It was just like, and then I think there was a monetary prize, but that was, kind of low on the priority list. We were just wanted to get out. Like we just wanted to be in the movie.
Wait.
We were both living at home. We had no savings, but we didn't really have any concept of needing money.
Right. How old were you?
I don't know.
30s?
Shit. How old was I? I have to know. I when I said 2008 earlier, it's kind of just a guess. Like I have a horrible concept of time. Whoa, that tripped me out. We got two Billies here. Billies with different lighting. That really is symbolic here. The blue lighting on one Billy, the pink lighting in the other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anywho, what was we were talking about that weird thing. I don't know. What else did you have any other? I can tell you about the horror movie marathons I used to be obsessed with. Those were fun. Did anybody go to the horror movie marathon? How long have I been talking? Somebody has to tell me. I have no idea. It's been like 15 minutes, right? I can keep talking. I just need to know if I'm like going insane here. Like, am I talking a lot?
You are talking too much. It's not enough. But you were trying to remember how old you were, and then you're like,
how old I was.
You were like, you're ashamed about living at home, but then you were in high school, It's not a big
Sorry.
deal because you should be at home.
Okay, wait. Okay,
Are you
John,
doing math on
if
your
you're
phone?
still watching, no. So John and Kate just hit me up to tell me that it was Portage Theater, and they sent me another picture of the baby watching the comedy. Look at this. That's me. I'm poisoning his little brain. Oh my goodness, I love this baby. I love this baby so fucking much. I can't even tell you. Anyways, Portage Theater. So John, if you're watching, I don't have math brain. Do you have any idea how old I was when we made that video, John? Get back to me, and then when John gets back to me, I'll report back to y'all. Live comedy.
Love it, you guys. Thanks for supporting live comedy, everybody.
I can't even remember if we were in college or high school. I feel like we were in college. So I was probably like 20.
Okay. In my opinion, that's too old to not care about money, but I get it.
It's not that I didn't care about money. It's that I had my eyes on the goal that the potential work could lead to more than like a
see, this is how people like you get duped into indentured servitude. You know what this like wolf thing? Wolf? You know, wolf? It's a dog? Woofers? Yeah, people. Yeah, you know, like skinny white guys. Like the guy that my first boyfriend ever. I've sent you guys this thing, right? He's like a Zelig. Yeah, he's a woofer too. But like my first boyfriend is like a Zelig-like person. Like every single era in time, he personifies like whatever the culture is. Like he was in a Domu ad like all over the city in like the early aughts because he looked like crazy hipster, had a handlebar mustache, was in a Dust Bowl era type band, like jug band, shit like that. He like wore bolo ties. And then after that, he like came to my house, literally, you guys, in 2012 and had an actual Bitcoin, was like fucking going all in.
A physical Bitcoin.
Cryptocurrency, was like foretelling the end of like banking as we know it. I kid you not. And then he moved to fucking Hawaii and became a forager. And then he like started to wear ears, like little elf ears. And he went full, his name is now Dandelion Lakewood. It is the end times. I'm not kidding you guys, has always been personified the zeitgeist. No, it's not how Bitcoin works. That's correct. He just brought a thing like a bullion, like a piece of like a bullion, and being like, "This is what I'm going to carry now." Also gave me soaps that he had made. Like he was like totally losing it, but he moved to Hawaii. But now he's in rock and roll circus.
That's what a woofer is?
No. So he went to Europe to become part of the rock and roll circus. His like sister got married in Spain.
No.
All of it is crazy.
You don't get to say rock and roll circus and like.
Yes. Okay. So he went to Spain for his sister's wedding.
You have to say he moved for something called a rock and roll. You can't say that as if everyone just knows what
the rock and roll circus is. Yeah.
So he was going to Spain for his sister's wedding. He started researching. He got a GoFundMe to buy him a MacBook Pro, and then not a joke. And like no one donated to it. No one donated to it. One of my friends from elementary school posted on his Facebook wall, "Have you gone crazy?" And he went to Spain one-way ticket with a MacBook Pro with the idea of joining something called the Rock and Roll Circus. It is like a band of vagrants and bohemian types. It's like how Sonal was, like you busk on the street and like you live in a band of merry people, and
like
it's like a thing.
So you mean like the Romani?
No.
Closer to, it sounds to me closer to like the orchestra light. What are they? Ding. Mr. Blue Sky.
It's a lot like the Merry Pranksters.
The Polyphonic Spree.
it's
The
like
polyphonic spree.
cheesy shit. Like it was wild. So when he got there, he had no money, right? And he was just busking, just playing in this fucking rock and roll circus or whatever. No money there. It's just busking basically. And you travel in a band. So he went and did this woofing thing in Scotland. Did not seem happy. You basically sleep where the sheep are, and then you have to help the man of the Lord, the Lord of the manor, tend to his sheep. You bale hay, you help the sheep, you milk the goats, and you sleep where the sheep sleep. This is what his life was.
So
This is what, yes.
that's what a woofer is.
That is
No.
what it is. Yes, yes.
A woofer works for room and board, and the room and board is
Yes.
the sheep
No.
cage. That's what.
But
a
it is.
woofer
It's like indentured
It's
servitude.
servitude.
You get no
yeah.
wages. You get no wages, and it's this presumed idea that you're doing it for the experience, right? But it's indenture. It's a form of indentured servitude.
That's
Yo,
the
G.
lightest indentured servitude I've ever heard of.
That
It
is-
sounds
yo.
more like you got tricked. It sounds like Tom Sawyer tricking the neighborhood kids into painting the white fence. It doesn't really
Yep.
sound like something I would personally label indentured servitude.
But Charlie, there are people who fucking want that shit though. Like one of the first bits I ever did on stage ever at Cole's Bar was about my ex-girlfriend from college, who was a film student, and she would make us do weird shit that was basically David Lynch mimicry. And one of the things that she wanted to do with me was go to a damn slavery reenactment. Like she wanted to go to a plantation and go on a farm. And I was like, wait, what do you mean slavery reenactment? She was like, like Black slavery. I was like, I know it's Black slavery. I didn't think we were going to fucking build a pyramid, bitch. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why do you want to do that? So
I know. For a fact, I can imagine Jews wanting to experience pretending to build a pyramid.
no, she wanted to be on a farm and have somebody yell at her so that she could absolve herself of her white guilt while she dated her Black boyfriend, who was a boy at the time.
Yikes.
That is
And
crazy.
yeah, G.
What?
Yeah, there are people who want to be slaves for real. White people who want to be slaves for real.
That's
Okay.
what I mean. Like that. Like woofies.
But slavery tourism, it's tourism of slavery. It's not like they actually want to do it. They want to feel it so that they can come back on the other side and be like, I was a slave in Spain for a year. It really wasn't that bad, so I don't know why you're complaining.
Well, I don't
That's what
know.
they wanna have.
Dandy did not like it. Dandy did not like it. Dandy left. Dandy was like, I'm out. Woof this.
Right,
And
because- A very common trait of indentured servitude is you can just leave. Right? I mean,
he bust his ass out of there. And okay, whatever. Rada is right.
it sounds like an idiot made a bad deal. That's all it is.
Whatever. You know what? I got a bank account. I have a bank account. I'm holding on to it. I also have pieces of gold. I also have pieces of amethyst. Like I got all types of currency. What do you need? I invested in Doge. Let me tell you, doing bad. Doing real bad. Doing bad in the
You
Doge.
talked shit about Bitcoin and you invested in Doge.
And I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then it's
I'm
done.
gonna
so
say his physical Bitcoin is a more legitimate piece of currency than your Doge.
bad. Yeah. But he's doing
Wow.
good. He's
Wow.
a known person now in the streets of Hungary. Which
This
are like,
Yeah.
the woofer guy.
the woofer guy.
And
His
you're
landlord.
trying to make an argument for me to not follow in this lifestyle. And yet you're like, everything keeps coming up roses
Charlie,
for this
what's your upper
motherfucker.
body strength? What's your upper
Dandelion.
body
People
strength?
like you.
Dandelions.
Look, I'm very tall, so my muscles are really elongated. So
Yeah.
people just cannot think that I can do any form of physical labor, but it's all I've known. Like when I sit behind a computer, my whole body just shuts down. I can't do the brain stuff. I can only
Okay,
do words.
Charlie, what
Words
am
are good.
I'm not your mother. Woof it up. What the fuck do I care?
No, I'm just like, I don't
Whoop it
know.
up.
I would love to survive on busking.
Hey, Max.
Oh wow, we have
What's up, y'all?
we have another cast member.
What up?
Yeah, this is our
We got-
latest
Hey.
producer.
This is one of the
Yay!
newest producers of Congrats on Your Success comedy, Max Thomas. Welcome,
What's up,
Max.
y'all? Thank you. Thank you.
Come
How's everybody
on.
doing? Yeah. I'm
Doing
just waiting
well.
on some. I'm waiting on some jerk right now.
You know,
Tell us about it.
Uh-oh.
The jerk is good. There's a club right next to me here. Everything. I heard like two 50-year-old men getting into an argument over like Modelo's. Like the door to the club it's like a 35 and older bar. Like you gotta like be in a union or some shit to like get in there. It's like one of those kind of places.
Tell me more. Tell me more. I'm turned on.
It's one of those where like everybody's bow-legged and has gaiters and like everybody wears Steve Harvey pants.
Okay, I'm out. I'm back out.
It's like, what is it? It's like where a lot of people, young blood and
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, they don't even know about none of this. Step in the name
Exactly.
of young blood.
Young
Step in
blood.
the name. And that's an R. Kelly song, and they know it too.
Yes. Word for word. And you're like, you're 65. Why do you know so much R. Kelly?
No, that's not a 35 and over club. That's a 55 and over club.
Yes, you're right.
That motherfucker's out of my
55 and
club.
older.
What? Is it bright as fuck out? Like, or are you under
Yep.
lights?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you?
Oh no, it's pretty. It's like, what time is it? It's 8:21. Yeah, the sun still hasn't fully set.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're on the
Yeah.
East Coast. It is pitch black
Yes, that's true.
outside.
It's 9:30.
It just, I feel like even an hour ago it wasn't. Maybe I don't know. I've built a bit of a cave here.
Okay.
Not that pretty crystal cave that I have shown off in the past. I just
Can,
have
can
a
I just
tomb.
say it's insane that Sonal thinks that live streaming from the live panel,
I love
just
it.
setting her phone down and on, is less obtrusive than simply not being here. Fucking
No,
insane.
I love it. I want to know who this woman is. She's listening to us.
No,
Sonal, if
she
you-
has to be participating.
If you can
in this
hear
live
us, give us a
panel.
thumbs up, Sonal. If you can hear us, give us a thumbs up.
No, she's gonna talk
she's got a
now.
microphone in her
Let's
hand.
do. Wait, what if we do? What's that show with the white guys that make each other do bad things?
What?
All shows?
Jackass.
Mm,
Jackass, the Adam
no.
Sandler films.
They do the pranks. on each
Impractical
other?
Jokers.
Impractical Jokers.
Impractical Jokers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's make Sonal say things to these like during her panel. Can we get
Oh,
some
yes.
terrible lines to? If we can ever get a hold of Sonal, we're gonna tune
She's
in and
not
actually and get her to turn her
She's not
microphone on.
listening.
She's not listening.
You don't know.
No, we're gonna
Um,
literally watch her go up there and talk.
All right. What
So
is
wait.
that white guy show? Is it
Max, do you
wait.
have are you real quick? Do we have a limited window on Max? Are you gonna?
Oh, yeah.
Are you busy? Should we devote more time to talking to Max before?
Oh, sure. I don't know. I'm jerk could take an hour, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah, it sometimes
Seriously.
takes an hour when I do jerk too.
Yes. Yes. It always feels like they got to go to Jamaica, cut some bananas down and shit, and then like
Yeah.
talk and like sit next to the ocean, and then come back and then make the food and then give it to me.
I mean,
Even
you
if I pay you.
cannot have an appointment. You cannot have a place to be if you're gonna have jerk.
Oh,
You're
yes.
no,
Right.
you cannot be in a hurry. Because also,
No,
like,
you bring a
actually
tent.
was waiting there. Yeah.
Which is wild because if I know
Interesting.
anything about Jamaicans making their food in an authentic way, they do not let you change anything because they made it already and they are like it's all prepped
Exactly.
and they're just gonna throw it in the damn thing. So why does it take so long then if you already prepped it and I can't substitute anything? You didn't make it yet? You're not making it right now. Then why can't I sub anything? Oh, you gonna yell at me about it? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna get yelled at. I'm sorry.
Yes, truly. That's what always happened. I was like, how much longer can it take? And the lady was always just like, where do you have to be? I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I don't.
Why you come in here if you don't have somewhere else to be? You know, like it's like oh, okay, all right, I'm sorry. You're right.
It's just a power. It's just a power move.
It's true.
Yeah.
Something about the counter and a little hat really does give them a lot of power. Like it's the same thing with like it's the same thing at like the Euro shop. It's the same thing at the J&J Fish. It's just something about the counter and the thing. Like they do hold all the power. You've already given them $6. You've already given them the $6. So
Yeah,
That's true.
you're right.
That's true. Like I remember I went to Harold's over in Bronzeville on 35th, and I saw the wildest thing. 4 dudes came in there from recently stealing alcohol from the Jewel Osco down the street. And dude, no lie, walks in singing, "Cracks on me today, cracks on me today, cracks on me today." And he starts pulling out Patron and trying to sell it to everybody with the security thing on it, the security like thing on the top of the bottle. And then the woman that's behind the bulletproof glass at the cashier, she slides the bulletproof glass and then buys Patron, like to support his crack. It was wild. It was wild. And like he celebrated and everything. I bought a bottle off of him. I was like, I gotta support this crack. This is GoFundMe for crack. Like, I gotta help this brother out.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Serious. It was wild. It was wild. It was wild. Like, yeah, I bought a 5th of Jack for $10.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, but I had to use a hammer to get to the security.
Yeah, what are those
I was gonna
like?
say,
Is there like
That was the
ancient,
thing I was
like what
plastic on.
is it just difficult? That's all it is.
Yes.
It's like just a real pain in the ass. It's not like
yeah,
there's not like
you just not
Oh,
gonna be able
like,
to do
you
it in the
gotta, like-
store.
gotcha. Like
Yes.
you literally like you
Yes.
just need the privacy of your tools. Like you need to be
Yeah,
away.
you
from
need
a
to be able to like
gotcha,
smack
gotcha,
it with
gotcha.
something, and then it
Completely.
Yeah.
That's wild. So you know what you need
Have
to
you
do?
all ever seen
You need to
anybody?
invest in the tool. It's like in the gold rush. You don't go to don't go to
Yes.
dig gold. You go to sell pickaxes. Get yourself
That's true.
get
I
yourself
like that.
the tool, and then oh my god, you could make all this. It's an endless resource.
That's true. That's true. That's like festivals with Molly, and then you just come and sell gum.
Yes.
Damn.
Have you all ever done that?
No, but I've had the idea of selling normal brownies behind somebody selling special brownies because I
That's
always want
hilarious.
more brownie, but I don't want to get more high.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Wait, Max, did you want to do a set right now? Or did you want to
Yeah, we can stop
Sure.
interrupting you if you have some material that you'd like to run by everybody.
Sure. I recently got out of a 5.5-year relationship, and I'm realizing I'm attracted to people that I wasn't like I'm realizing like who am I attracted to? Like I'm attracted to people I wasn't attracted to before. Because like I went to a festival the other day and I saw 2 of the finest police officers I'd ever seen in my life.
God.
Like they were leaned up against the squad car. Like they looked like they were in City Girls. Like no lie. Like they were on some thought shit. Like it was like I was like, oh, hey, I was all in. Like I got on my knees. It was like, when's the assault start? When does the assault start? Like I need y'all to film this so I can take this shit home. Like
Oh,
are you gonna use handcuffs? Like I want to be smothered. Like this was like they were just beautiful. Like seriously, jet beauty, gorgeous. Like it was wild. Like Diane never felt that good. Like it just was like, whew, yes. I was thankful.
no.
I'm serious. It was wild. So it fucked up me and my friend's senses. I went to Pride in the Park and it fucked us up. We were like, oh shit. But yeah, festivals are wild. I hate going to music festivals because white people expect too much out of me in music festivals. They always expect that I'm there to like sell cocaine or I'm there to perform. And like that's it. And to me, I don't get the selling cocaine part, but I feel more like I look like I sell sage wholesale, you know? like I go to Urban Gardener conventions. Like I could tell you all about like distilling like kombucha and shit. And it's always like some translucent Macaulay Culkin motherfucker that's walking up to me. It's just like, hey, my brother, you know, if one more label try to stop me, there's gonna be some dreadhead. Oh. I'm not gonna say it. And they're like, you know, man, you know, 2020 was, you know, I can't, like, dude, it just, I did so much marching. You want to see my gym shoes? Like they're in tatters. Like they're in fucking tatters now. Like I can't, like, I just did so much Black Lives Matter marching. And like, you know, my friend Charlie over there told me that you got a little thunder, a little, you know, booger sugar, a little nose candy. And I'm always like, no, man, I'm not selling anything. And I swear to you, they always do the same shit. They're like, come on, look at you. Look at me. Look at you. Look at me. I know you're selling something. You got some sassafras? I'm like, no, bro, what the fuck am I, Dr. Seuss? I ain't got no sassafras for you. What the fuck is this? And I get upset. I'm like, bro, listen, I own all the seasons of Roseanne on DVD. Like Shawshank Redemption is my favorite movie. Like only film while I root for a white man to get out of prison. And I'm allergic to dairy, bro. I'm allergic. Nobody sells cocaine and has allergies. Okay, that's a hard crime. You know, like, come on. And they always do the same thing. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, man. Listen, I didn't mean to racially profile you like that. Just enjoy the concert, bro. Take care. And then they walk back and they're like, listen, bro, but I really enjoyed you on stage like 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, bro, that was Lenny Kravitz, bro. Get the fuck out of my face. It is, I swear, it is a weird thing. It is a weird fucking thing. It truly is. And it's also wild, like being allergic to dairy, because that's something I notice about myself. That's like, I really am a millennial black. Like, I'm a tomorrow child. Like, my parents are baby boomers, and they didn't have any option of like milk substitute shit. If you didn't eat, you just starved. Like, my dad didn't know chili had meat in it until he was 25 years old. That means his brother was like a vegan for a quarter of his life due to his circumstance. And I'm over here finicky eat. Like, I didn't have like an avocado till I was like 23. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit, just off texture. You know what I mean? Options. You know, it really kills me, you know, because I was thinking about it, like, you know, like I couldn't have dealt with Jim Crow time. You know what I mean? Like none of us could have. None of us could have really dealt with like Jim Crow time. Like I imagine like I get captured by the Klan, and then like most people are thinking about dying, but I'm over there thinking like, hey Jeffro, what is that rope made out of? Because not everything can touch my neck. Do you have any like sateen? Maybe a little suede? Just a little something gentler. I know y'all are into the killing thing, but I break out. I'm sorry. I break out. You know, and I was thinking about it the other day, like Harriet Tubman would have regretted freeing me. She would have regretted freeing my ass. She'd have been like, this weak bitch. I'm like I just did all this shit with no shoes on. Fuck him. You know, like picture like we were on the trail, right? We're on the trail, you know, we're all shackled, and then she tries to give me a little piece of bread. She says, Cephas, come here, try this. Because that's what my slave name would be. Cephas, come here. Try this piece of wheat bread. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Harriet. I actually have a gluten allergy. Yeah, I don't know what that means either, but it just rocks up my stomach. And if I pass out, the hound dogs are going to get us. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. She'd smack me across my face. You weak bitch. Then we keep running on the trail. So ridiculous. She sees a walnut, pulls it off the tree. Come here, Cephas, try this. Oh, I'm sorry, Harriet. You know, my throat will close up. I don't want to give away our coordinates. You know, I'm sorry. Bitch. Then it's a rainy, cold night. Come across a barn. She knows exactly what to do. She kicks open the barn, starts rolling up her sleeves, revealing her Serena Williams arms. Just starts going to town on a cow. Fills up a whole bucket. Sit your ass over here and drink this. I say, oh, Harriet, you know, I found that it's more sustainable if we use oat milk. Shoot me right there on sight. Shoot me dead. All the other runaways are over in the corner shivering. They can't even believe, like, oh my God, I've never seen Harriet, you know, this violent. This is nuts. And then she's worried. She's worried about her reputation, of course, right? So, you know, she says to herself, you know, I got to give a speech. She looks all the runaways in her eye and says, only the strong survive. This way to Cleveland. And she leaves me there. Leaves me there. Thank you. That was all I wanted to try out today.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Thank you,
Thomas. For our newest producer of Congrats on Your Success. Most notably, Congrats on Your Success, Chicago.
Cleveland.
Yeah. He said Cleveland at the end of the bit. That's all.
Cleveland. Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay.
Good times.
I just want to shout out that person who hit us up on the Congrats on Your Success Instagram and was like, y'all better be back on weed because everybody was taking a weed break last show and you seemed sad. So I'm smoking weed on camera again, everybody. Hi, hello. It's legal now. It's legal everywhere we do this show. Um,
I
Even in New York?
was
Give it up for
I
her.
definitely was not taking any sort of break. I absolutely should, but if I sleep in too late, that counts as like a weed break for me. So what were you saying, Billy?
Nothing. I was just saying that's one of the things we are known for, apparently, from our audience is smoking weed on camera, on camera, and not giving a single fuck. It's like, oh, is this
And
on
it is
YouTube?
legal?
Yeah, who cares? Oh yeah,
It's legal in New York.
anywhere you
Yeah,
can smoke
now
a
it's
cigarette,
like-
you can smoke weed.
Yeah, like legal, like decriminalized
Whoa.
legal. Like you can just, but like obviously, if you light up where you can't smoke a cigarette, you're gonna get fined and in trouble and shit too. But
Yeah,
I
but
don't
only
know.
in the same way
There's
you.
still plenty of
No, they're
places
just gonna
that are,
kick
like,
you out.
because there's still a difference between smoking a cigarette and then smoking, like you could like take a hitter. I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing like a hitter of tobacco. But you
No.
could. I've done it. Oh my god, we built a bong out of a Gatorade bottle in like junior high, and we didn't have any weed because we were in junior high, and it was like who knew when you would get your hands on it, right? But we wanted to see if our bong was going to work for when we would get weed, and we put tobacco in it. Do not fucking do that. It is brutal. It is
Yeah,
like
it's
it could be
awful.
like a horrible adult version of the cinnamon challenge. Like it's just like we almost threw up, but we all tried it. And after seeing, we took our turns. Like it would be like 3 people in a row are like, "Bleh, bleh," and I'm like, all right, my turn. Idiot. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Angie or Billy, did you want to do any sort of
Yeah, why not? Why not?
confined? Yeah, so let's pass the torch over to OG producer. I don't want to call you out, but I'm gonna say replace that bong water soon. I'm gonna keep vamping just a little bit longer because they just took a pretty big hit from their bong.
Oh, I'm ready. I've been ready.
Billy Bullock, everybody.
Hello.
Woo!
Hello. Wow. We are still here doing this, you guys. I can't believe it. But we're so close. You know what I mean? We are so close. Like, it was Pride, and I spent like all month being gay as fuck. Like, I'm not even gay, and I was like gay as hell. You know how gay I was this Pride? This is true. This is true. All Pride, I didn't sleep with a single person, but I did get hit on by lots of men that I wasn't interested in. You guys know this. You guys know I don't really like to talk to like cis men and like dudes, like guys, like people who hang out with other guys mostly don't love to talk to them because every time I talk to a dude amongst dudes, they got something weird to say to me. But this Pride in New York for the first time ever living here, holy shit. I can't even explain to you how much different it was to only talk to people who wanted to fuck me, and they were all the people who in Chicago would try to kill me for looking the same way. You know what I mean? Like that's what was weird about my Pride. It was like, yo, for the first time in my whole entire human life, several friends in a single friend group hit on me at the same time in front of each other like it was a competition. Like, that was dope. That was incredible. What an ego boost. I wish that any of them was like even a trans woman, like just a trans woman or a femme person, just anything other than a cis man, just anything other than a cis white male. Like, you know how Sonya always talks about relationships these days? She's like, relationship? That's how I felt every time. I was like, I'm so sorry. I know y'all are part of the community and whatever. Have fun. Male gaze on male gaze. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Get it. Do your thing. Not me. Not me. So not me. I went back recently because, hey, the world is coming back and you might be able to like perform on a show again. And I was looking at old material and I don't miss any of my old material. You know what I mean? Because like, yo, I had so many jokes that were a call for help from lesbians or anybody queer. You know what I mean? Just like, please help me. Because I had all these jokes about like, yeah, I'm straight. Are you surprised? When people were like in the audience, like, no. But then I talk about all this stuff where it was like, I don't identify as male, and I hate walking down the street because women think I'm a man who's gonna do blah 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 to them. And really, I feel more scared of you. Like I feel more scared that you're gonna scream and then the cop's gonna show up. I had a joke. Years ago, old joke that I wrote years ago, that was about me and two of my best friends who both happen to be women, right? And we needed to get away from some bullshit that was happening in the city, so we went to the beach. And we get on the beach, and all three of us were talking. It's a private beach. There's literally nobody besides the three of us, on this beach in Indiana. And my one friend won't take off the towel that she has wrapped around her because she doesn't feel comfortable with her body. And I was like, yo, homie, it's straight up just three of us. We're best friends. You ain't got to worry about it. Do whatever you want to do, or don't, whatever. And she takes the towel off, and me, a straight cis male at the time, this is the punchline to that joke. She takes off her towel and she looks great. Whatever, I'm not objectifying her, but she looks great. She thinks she looks bad, and no one else does. And I said out loud to her, see, homie, I wish I looked half as good in a bikini as you do. And I realized what I said mid-sentence, and I still don't know what that means. That's the way I used to tell that joke. Now I know what it meant. I figured it out, y'all. I can't do that joke no more. It doesn't make any sense because I'm trans. That's what it was the whole time. Dad. I was thinking about my dad recently because like he and I don't talk now. Like he refuses to apologize for being a shitty human being to me, and he thinks that he could just like keep being an abusive shitty human and that's going to solve it. And I'm like, don't you know we have the same name? You did that. That's not my fault. You named me the same as you trained me to be like you the whole time, and I chose not to. I choose not to every day. I'm like abuser Dexter, G. Like you can't do this shit to me anymore. Like I am the person who sees you doing it. And he still tries to talk to me. He'll call me and leave messages, and I won't answer or respond to them because I don't care. Like I really want to answer the phone when my dad calls me unexpectedly one time, just to answer the phone and be like, if it was any other nigga doing this, I would have gotten rid of you a long time ago. Please stop calling me. Because he's not gonna apologize for the shit that he's done, but he still calls me and says random shit. Like he'll still at this point in my life, I've been saying that I don't want children since I was 17. If I had changed my mind right then, I'd have a fucking 18-year-old now. Like chill, I'm not doing it. But my dad still to this day will leave a message and be like, wow, you still don't want kids? You moving to New York and you're not married and you still don't want kids? I really don't understand why that is. I'm not in the closet. He just ain't listening. And then he's like, you don't ever think about who's going to take care of you when you get older? And I'm like, no, I don't, because I'm 36. Maybe you should think about who's going to take care of you when you get older, because you're 63. You feel me? Like it's different. It's coming closer for you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But like, yeah, I had a lot of jokes like that where I was just talking about my gender and talking about myself and my relationship with my dad in a way that was like, it was really like that the whole time. And people will still tell you that you're faking it. People will still say that to me, especially dudes. Dudes will be like, oh, you must be, why you out here telling people that you're a feminist? Why you out here telling people that you trans? Like, you a man. Why are you telling people that you're trans? It's like, why would I do it if it wasn't true? There's no benefit to doing that shit. And they're like, oh, you just trying to trick girls into fucking you. I was like, dog, if that was how it worked, none of us would be having this conversation. We'd be fucking all the time. What are you talking about? We'd only be fucking if that was how it worked. If you could just trick somebody like abracadabra style into fucking you, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, dudes out here really think that if you are an honest, open individual who happens to have a dick attached to your body from birth, that you just have to lie. Like, you just have to get involved with them lying. They'll really be like, same colors, G. And it's like, no, nigga, I'm not on the same side as anybody who's lying to my friend. Get the fuck out of here. Please go. Please, you may leave. But that shit swings both ways. And this is how I know. Because recently, I experienced the patriarchy from the other way. I was at a bar that I really like here in Brooklyn. And it wasn't like a dance bar or nothing. It was just a place where I happened to be dancing because the music was good. Okay. And a woman walks up to me and she sees me doing like this and she gets in between my legs. And it's just me and her dancing. And then 2 more people dance, right? And then we dance for like another 20 minutes. And then I'm like, hey, thank you for dancing with me. I'm 36. It was actually my 36th birthday. Thank you. On Monday. And she was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's go to the bar and get some water and get a drink. And I was like, dope, let's do that. And so we go to the bar, which is literally as far away as this desk is. And I get a drink and she gets a drink and we cheers. And I'm like, okay, so what's your deal? And she's like, oh, I'm here with my friends. I only dance with you because you're gay. And I was like, what? This was like a cis woman who was just like, I only dance with you because you're clearly gay. And I was like, it's gay to dance? Like, it's just straight up gay to dance? Like, you can't dance if you want to fuck a vulva in your life? That's nuts to me. So that shit cuts both ways. That's all I'm trying to say. I hope that y'all have a pleasant rest of your goddamn night. This has been fun. I'm Billy. Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Woo! Billy Bullock. Oh, man. Dancing is gay. That's what I've been saying all this time.
Dancing is gay as fuck, man.
Dancing is gay. I feel like dancing is gay is more of a reclamation of dancing than anything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice when there's no like straight dudes on the dance floor. You know?
It's just funny. It's one of those things where it's like you're gonna hear it just depends on the mouth that it's coming out of. You know, like you're gonna have just some of like the most conservative people, and then just anybody liberal, gay, like just
yeah. It depends on the human the
both of them
attached to.
Both of them would. I just love that sort of I don't know. I love the crossover of where these things meet back in the in agreeing.
Our language is so fucking busted with that shit, right? Because like I could say like, yeah, girl, get it, girl, and then she thinks I'm gay, but I really mean like you could get it, like like I really mean that, and then they think I'm safe because I say it the way that I said it. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm safe, but I don't want to be so safe that I'm that safe. Like you said earlier about feeling like too much of a coward to hit on people, like even when it probably would be welcome.
I'm sure I put it that way, but I don't like it when you put it that way.
No, that's literally your joke.
I know.
What joke?
That was also the joke that I just like.
I know.
In that it's unfair.
Let's move on.
Say it. All right, we're gonna move on, but before we do, wow, we've got our second ever sponsor. If you recall, our first sponsor was Green Dr. Bronner's soap, the soap that smells like pink gas station bathroom soap. This month, our sponsor is hold on. Oh, wait, I don't want you to see my password, because it's also my pin.
Oh, Jesus,
my
Charlie.
iPad password is my pin. I'm a fucking idiot.
Don't do that. You changed that today.
I'll change that right now. Anywho, our sponsor this month.
I used to be an IT professional.
Our sponsor this month is do you hate the Apple Pen? Because it's very expensive, right? Introducing the new organic
what?
the organic digital stylus, Carrot. With Carrot, you can draw with ease. Wait, I need a bigger brush so you can actually see that I'm drawing.
What
is this
right now? Charlie's doing a commercial, you guys.
You know, for a carrot.
Like a carrot. Here's a carrot. Have you never seen a carrot before? They're crunchy.
Yeah, I've seen a carrot.
they don't improve your eyesight. That was actually propaganda to hide the fact that other countries that we had developed radar technology. They said that American pilots ate carrots and that gave them better eyesight. So don't believe that bullshit. That's not true. But carrots, they can draw right on iPads.
Oh, that's
Look
a
at
thick line.
Isn't that incredible? And if you need a little more precision, you just kind of give it some of these. I'm in bed.
Oh my
right now.
God. I can't believe you thought about this. Yeah.
I'm boom.
Yeah.
Just
Your
like
mic,
that.
your mic situation incredible. Your brain situation incredible.
Wow. For just pennies. For just pennies, you can release the shackles of iPad and their terrible Apple Pen. Boy, I wish I hadn't taken a bite of this because I didn't clean it or shave off the end of it. So I just, whatever pesticides are in me now, sick.
Wow.
I say as I'm like ripping away on like whatever weed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So thank you, Carrot, for sponsoring this month's Congrats on Your Success. Carrot will be keeping me fed for the next couple of days. There's other carrots. It's not just the one. It's like you've bought carrots before. Stop judging me. Anywho, we're going to keep things going. Unji, did you want to do kind of a spotlighted sick? Fuck yeah. All right. So let's get wild. Everybody take off your tops for Unji Kim.
Don't tell me that.
Okay.
Woo!
First of all, anyone that does drugs and is like weird about pesticides and shit, I remember this guy literally, it was like something out of a SNL sketch. Like he was literally doing bumps of fucking ketamine in a fucking rave and was like, well, that stuff will kill you. I'm just like, this is insane. And you also they offered me a pill filled with DMT made by, as you put it, a black scientist. I was like, bitch, you don't have to say that. The doctor's also a woman. It's all possible. Why are you telling me this? Anyway, it's always weird. It's always like the druggiest people that are always like, vaccine. Remember the meme that was going around about the vaccines and the memes and the stuff? And yeah, I do count. No, weed is not drugs. Weeds is something else. Weeds to me is like alcohol. You can still have
Weeds is
alcohol. It's like that. Yeah, weeds is like alcohol. Come on. You can have I'm never like taking my vitamin D supplement and being like, woohoo! Like, no. The weeds is like tequila. Weeds is like whatever. If you can have fun, that's a recreational drug, it's recreational. Ketamine, I don't know, I guess a bump or something. I don't know. I don't know where I stand with ketamine. I hear that it's very fun. It's the only drug I've ever turned down. And you know what? Honestly, I am sort of regretting it. All right, now seems like it'd be fun to listen to music too. All right, the city. I will say I went to a callback today, and I'm going to share this with anyone that Venmos us money, but I will share this picture. I went to a callback, and on my fucking sheet, it said that my height was 4 foot 12 inches. That is an indignity. That is like fucking racist. Like I was so pissed. I was fuming before I had to go and pretend to eat some fucking chicken with a man and pretend I was happy. Like 4 foot 12 inches, bitch, that's 5 foot. That's 5 foot. Give me the 5. 4 foot 12 inches. That's like, come on, do the fucking math. Who did that to me? Who did that? That was I was fuming. I sent this picture because everyone, because to me, 4 foot, like I think I give off the energy of a 5'3" person. Many people have told me that. People are always surprised when I tell them my actual height. People are like, oh, wow, I would have thought that you were 5'3". People have said that to me many times. I'm not just making that up. People have said that to me. So anyways, this 4 foot 12 business, insane. Okay, so wow. You guys, the city is back. I'm going to share this with you. It was nuts. I've lived in the city a long time. I've seen a lot of things. I watched a man shit himself standing up at Lawrence and Sheridan. It stopped traffic because it was like the thing. And also, by the way, we'll not assume anything about this man, right? Because also the way the thing is like our generation's Urban Outfitters has made this game possible, right? Hipster, immigrant, or homeless. Like that shit has now a thing. You don't know. This could have been an elderly immigrant having the worst day of his life. That's what I could have watched. So I'm not making any judgments about any of that stuff, but I did watch that happen. It was fucking crazy. His ass was to the street. I didn't see his face, right? I didn't know what was happening, but it stopped traffic. Like literally multiple cars, like we were paused for a moment there because there was a car backing into an alley. But like just sit there watching this spread across the seat of his pants. It was fucking wild to see. By the way, the reason why I never assume about the like unhoused situation of a person by how they look is when you assume that's when you make you wind up getting fingered in a stairwell of a building you think that a man lives in. That is I remember as I was unbuttoning my pants, as I was unbuttoning my pants, I was like, why don't we just go to your house? And he was like, I'm actually in between places. And then it turns out he did not call me either because he was also in between phones. He was also listen, he was from Guam. That's very exotic. And I kept calling him Guamese, crazy, because that's not what they are. The proper name from someone from Guam is a Guamamanian. Isn't that interesting? Anyways, you're gonna learn stuff. That's another thing about Congrats. We'll teach you about Guamanians, and diarrhea, which I did have.
We love our multicultural conversations. where we handle everything so delicately.
But like that's just like it was crazy. Anyways, when I got fingered, that was actually the same weekend that I learned that the pretzels at a sex party are decorative. They do not want you to eat them. It's like it's crazy, but like I was asked to leave the sex party because I kept eating these Snyder's pretzels and they're really loud. They're like the big Hanover classic pretzels. Again, I don't know why they were there. I don't know. I guess I thought there would be more chit chat at a sex party. It turns out no, it's just fucking, not so much chit chat. And it's crazy. They did not, whatever, in terms of like looks at the sex party, like, I was like in the meaty middle or whatever. They did not like what they didn't like was the chit chat. I was very chit chatty. I wanted to, but also the pretzels. No one liked it was a lot of crunching. Also, why wasn't there music? Isn't that crazy? What the fuck kind of sex party is this? Fruit. I don't know. Billy, that was the only sex party I ever went to. I was asked to leave. I mean, full disclosure, I was eating the pretzels, but I also was giggling. So I don't see why I was asked to leave. Whatever, I couldn't stop giggling. Whatever, everybody's having sex, it's kind of fun. I understand the beauty of bodies bumping next to each other, but also, I was not naked. I was, it was like there was like an unrobing area. That's where the pretzels were. And I was like, giggling and eating pretzels over there. Again, if they didn't want anyone to eat the pretzels, they should not have put out the pretzels. If they didn't want people to chit chat, they should have put on some music. That's what I mean. It was the air of like a regular mixer, but with fucking. There were mats on the ground. I mean, it was a sex party. Anyways, something I learned about that was they don't like it. What do you... No, I was not being insecure. I was being uncomfortable. I was just like, I was being uncomfortable because people were having sex and then I didn't know any of them. So I was like, whatever, give me a break. I think I had a very normal person reaction, and that's not what they were looking for. They were looking for orgy energy, and I was giving them 7th grade mixer, and I was giving them collegiate extracurricular kind of energy. Whatever, I get it. I was asked to leave. I never was asked back, but that's the first time I ever saw a simian. You saw about simians? It's like, yeah. But that's what I saw it there. And that's another thing. That's giggly. That's giggly. Come on. That's giggly. Like watching a lady like go like this on a fucking thing and then have an arc. I mean, that's crazy. And there's pretzels there and no music. Come on. All right. That's crazy. That's not, I actually 100% do not blame myself. I think I acted appropriately. I was asked to leave. So, I'm gonna try this thing. Okay,
That is so funny.
There was okay, so I would have danced, but there was no music. Anyways, so yesterday at this show, this comedian was talking about how, oh, you don't get to catcall anymore. And, these ladies are out here with their titties out and they got cleavage and they got butt cleavage but we can't catcall, And I was thinking about it. I was like, I think that the only kind of catcall that should be allowed is men. If you want to catcall, you have to call out your income. Like that's the only thing that you can yell at women is that you have to yell your income. And let me tell you, a lot of people would shut up. I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people would be catcalling. Yeah, or your credit score. It has to be income, credit score, And the thing is, before it's like people are talking about it being classist, and it's not, because the thing is, if a man wants to yell and say $15,000, right? Yell that, right? He says part-time $15,000. That's his holler, right? I'm still intrigued, because for a man to shout that, right? Not only is he moved by my pulchritude enough to reveal that to me, 1, 2, that has to be a motherfucker with a plan. That's a dream. It's like, I'm invested. What's your plan? Do you have a mixtape? What's your business plan? What's happening? If I'm here at the beginning, I'm willing to go with the corporation. Like, I like that. Even if it's 60,000. If you are 60,000 and you have no plan, that's 1-bedroom energy. And I'm looking for a 2-bedroom life. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, if you don't have a plan, there's no dream, there's no goal. Like, you don't even have a motherfucking imagination. You can't imagine what might take you to something nicer. Like, I can't, that's not some shit that I would fuck with, right? And I don't think most women would, right? Like, and the thing is, you don't know. I always say this, it's like, people are always like, catcalling is, like, I've seen catcalls work. Like, it's not crazy. I've seen romance occur on the street, literally from a car, lady being like, that's a good holler, come over. And then I see the romance occur. It's not out of the question. So even with a $45,000 a year FedEx situation, there is a woman out there. So I'm just saying that the only catcall that should be then allowed is that, because anyone that is not actually secure, like, it gets rid of so much of the riffraff, right? And then if anyone is actually trying to reach out and is willing to reveal that, that's a fucking connection, right? And anyone that makes enough money to want, like, where we think it might be like something that they might want to shout, those motherfuckers will not say and will not want to let others know they make that much money. Right? Like, and also, even if they did, they're probably busy working. They're not out here, like holler at hoes. That's not his situation. If he's making $1,000 a year, he's not trying to let any hoes know. He's trying to, figure out his situation. Anyways, what do you think? Does that feel like something? Does it feel like okay.
I think it has more legs than I initially gave it credit for.
Yeah. It's I thought it has a thing. I will say that the other today my son, this is just like me whining out. My son came up to me and was like, I learned a traditional dance in school today. And I was like, oh, what was it? And he went, booty, 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 booty. He learned the booty dance as a traditional dance, and then he went on to tell me it's something they dance in sewers. It's for the plumber culture because they like poo. It was a crazy story that clearly one of his friends had told us. But I was like, this is one of the funniest things about culture I've ever heard. Okay, so maybe that's only funny to me.
Wow.
Okay, does that feel good? It's like I'm done. But there's a what is it? The homeless and like the getting fingered in the stairwell. What is that? That has legs, right? No.
I like that this is the way that you're doing this.
Okay.
That shit.
Yo, you're hilarious, G. Of course you are.
All right.
Are you really okay? Yes, love it. Angie Kiel.
Oh, my microphone was off. I'm sitting there like explaining. I'm like, look, if you want notes, cut some of the fat when you're being insecure, explaining that you're not being classist. Like, you asked for notes. You said, does it have legs? It's got legs. But no, it was really good. I do like, and I agree. Look, because, and it's, you're not classist because if my broke ass is out there yelling, there are so many women in New York that want to take care of me. And maybe I could find love that way. If I go out there honest, yelling about how broke I am, then they'll be like, there he is. Ugh. I thought he was a fundraiser kid.
and you have a dream. You have a situation. There's a plan. There's a thing. There's a goal.
Exactly. I
That's
do want
real.
to say I really found a moment of joy in you explaining that when you were at a sex party was the first time you ever saw a simian. Which a simian is a type of, it's like a subsect of monkey in primate.
Right.
It is, what you meant is a Sibian.
Sibian,
like,
yeah.
It's like imagine like a horse saddle, except it vibrates and gets you off.
That's what
right? So when you said it was the first time I ever saw a simian, I was like, what the fuck? Was there like an
crazy.
organ grinder like at this orgy? I thought you said there was no music. Like,
Are they fucking this monkey?
No, the monkey just runs around and collects tips.
Oh, perfect.
And it
Love
shames people for eating pretzels. Unreal. I can't believe they put out snacks and thought no one was going to eat them. That's so dumb. That's the dumbest thing
Yeah,
I've ever
that's
heard.
dumb.
And it was Schneider's. You know,
Passes out
that's a
cigarettes.
loud fucking pretzel.
Nothing or sensual snacks. Nothing.
So yeah, like
or
why would you
sensual
have snacks?
Bottles
yeah,
of water, like
Yeah.
yeah, something to do with your hands. You can't just have snacks that you don't
You know
want
what it
nobody to
was?
eat them.
You know what it was? Is that's a filter. They're like, the type of person that eats these pretzels is the type of person we don't want at our orgy. And we're gonna put
I
these
guess.
pretzels out, and then we're gonna wait to turn the music on so we can hear who's crunching away. We're gonna find them
Yeah, but
and kick them out, and then shit's gonna get crazy. And then suddenly they're bumping music.
Look,
I would never kick you out of an orgy.
In
Angie.
my experience of people who run sex parties, not of having or going to sex parties, but I do know folks who do that. Like my experience, they are very welcoming. They are very open and they want you to have a good time. So they will even host you and try to like make you feel less uncomfortable. So you don't feel like you need to stand there and eat the pretzels and giggle rather than just be like, we have no music. You're too loud. You must go. Like that seems more like they don't feel secure in what they're doing yet. That's what I was saying in chat. I was
Right.
like, maybe they feel insecure and they want everybody who's doing it to be the most confident person there, so that it doesn't feel awkward for anybody. And if anybody feels awkward, then the whole illusion is broken for them.
Yeah, I made it. My joke was you were waiting to ask somebody to dance, but that's all it really boils down to. Like, so they should have just come up and tried to fuck you. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
appropriate for that
They should
setting.
have been like, hey, why you
Put
eating
down
those
those
pretzels?
pretzels.
You want to come meet somebody? Let's see if there's anybody here who would make you put them pretzels down.
I will say that I think this was also during my era where I was always dressed like very rockabilly. So I'm sure I had like kid gloves on and like have a hat.
Like literally kid
pictures.
gloves.
Do you have
Literally
pictures?
kid gloves.
Do you have pictures that you could do like a screen share? Because
No,
I
no,
really want to see Unji
I
Kim
don't have those
rockabilly.
right now. I mean, like, there's like I think there might be a picture of me like dressed like I had like the like crown braid, and I'm wearing like a
Wow.
like a little like Peter Pan, like I'm wearing like a thing, and I'm wearing like a high waisted like A-line skirt. Like I look like one of the ladies that are waving to men like who are traveling off to World War II. Like I look like I was about like that. That was my vibe.
That was so detailed of a description, and I can't picture a single thing that you just said. None of
Oh my
it.
God.
It's just all I just pictured a pompadour and a leather jacket. Maybe
Yeah,
some white
sure.
frilly socks and
Let's say this. I
penny
always
loafers.
I always looked like I was coming from a secretarial pool of like
Sure, that clears things up. No, totally. I get it
From
now.
like the
I'm
From
fully
the
understanding
40s.
of what a secretarial pool.
from the 40s, you know, like the ladies
What's a
that you see in the
secretarial
background
pool?
of people just going like this, like
Oh, pool. That's what they refer to that as a pool.
yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because they
I
don't
know
get
nothing about
offices. They
office
just sit in
lingo.
the pool in the middle.
Ah.
The offices are ringing the
That's how
outside.
I was dressed. Like I had an intimate relationship with almost like a lot of vintage clothiers inside of the city of Chicago.
So funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny how similar. It's so funny how similar to your dandelion you are. You don't realize it. You don't realize it. Anyway, guys, is that our show?
Yeah,
I think that's our show.
Thanks so much for being here, y'all.
I think that's
shout
our
out
show.
shout out to YouTube. We see y'all. We see y'all out there, YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube, not the audience on YouTube, just YouTube in general. It's an incredible.
We
website.
see
If you haven't checked
YouTube.
it out,
Yo, youtube.com. Shout out to YouTube, bitch. That's my shit. My streaming service of choice. The only one I pay for.
I will. Have I ever shared my only YouTube anecdote, my little factoid of how YouTube started? They
No.
were like the because remember, like, College Humor and stuff started before YouTube even existed. And they were, you could upload your own videos and then they would choose whether or not to show them and stuff. But so you didn't really have full control. YouTube was a company trying to develop an online dating thing where instead of the old cassette tapes where you film your little speech, you just upload a video to their website. And then that did not pan out. But they were like, well, we
Oh.
developed this really smooth user-based like upload, like private upload thing. Let's just make that our company. And now they're YouTube.
Wow.
So be malleable, babies. Always be ready to shift gears.
Yeah. Always be
Love
ready
you,
to
YouTube.
slap. He'll always be ready to slap that suction cup dildo on the wall, baby. Like y'all don't know what that even means. I just remembered that they don't know what that means because that happened in the green room.
Do you remember
Anyway,
being mortified? Do you remember being mortified at the end of Requiem for a Dream? Like just feeling horrible. And then, but then it's like, now I know women that do stuff like that and they're happy as fuck. Like,
She
fuck
was
you,
not in a
Requiem for a Dream.
situation to enjoy that.
yo, right,
I
of
don't know.
course.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
she
this
was
woman's
doing
life.
she was doing it for
I just
heroin.
saw a slice of
I
it
don't-
in the movie.
Yeah.
She was doing it for heroin.
Look, I'm not defending the context.
Okay,
It
fair
is
enough.
one of those movies that it was one of those movies where it's like Black Swan. It's like wow, greatest movie that I'm never gonna watch again. Like I'm never ever